Potomac is back in the news, but is it for the right reasons? Let's discuss because I feel like all week long it's been Potomac versus Married to Medicine, and now it's looking like Potomac versus Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let's get into it. You already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. I have been wondering how this Kyle and Mauricio and Gizelle and Ashley situation was going to work out from the moment that we saw the trailer of The Real Housewives of Potomac's season 10 and we saw Mauricio pop up. I was like, this is going to be very, very interesting because, Kyle is very much about her man, her man, her man, her man. I mean, when she's not necessarily, hanging out with her girl, her girl, her girl, her girl, her girl, right? And listen, whatever Kyle decides to do at this point, to be quite honest with you, I don't care, right? When I did care, she did not want to tell us anything. And so now that I don't care, I really don't care. And yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. And I don't even really know that Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is giving this season, but we do know what is giving, and that is Potomac, and that is Married to Medicine. But Potomac, baby, let me tell you something. This will be the second time this week that Gizelle has potentially thrown a friend under the bus for something that she herself has quasi kind of done. So I'm going to play you a little bit of what we have here from Kyle Richards. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. And I'm assuming she was either live. She does the Amazon Lives. Side note, did y'all know that you too can do your own Amazon Live? Like you can become an Amazon influencer and you can go on and do the things. Actually, you can even do that on YouTube as well. So don't let nothing stop you. You don't have to be a Kyle Richards or a Portia Williams or a Candy Burris to do these things. You guys can do them yourselves. If you want some help doing this or getting this whole thing set up, then let me know. All right. So, Kyle, what does she have to say? Let's get into it.
She and her flirting. Ashley. We actually talked about this the other day. I don't know how it was portrayed because I haven't seen the scenes. I saw something on Watch Happens Live, but I mean, if she was flirting, that's weird. I mean, I would never, I was talking about this yesterday, be able to date anybody that any of the women, a housewife, dated or married to.
Now, when she says we were just talking about this, and I was talking about this yesterday, I would have to wonder if she's referring to the Ultimate Girls Trip that she's currently on. It looks like this was just recently done, so she could potentially just be in her hotel room and, fulfilling her commitments to either go live. I mean, listen, she might be pulling the Tamar and just doing the live things, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't mind either. But the fact that she says that we were just talking about this or we just talked about it kind of lets me know that this has indeed come up on the trip. And I was wondering, I was like, ooh, are Gizelle and Kyle gonna get into this whole situation while they're on Ultimate Girls Trip? I can't imagine that they would not, seeing how Potomac is airing and this is filming and Kyle and Gizelle are there with Portia, Luann, Teresa, Lisa, and Vicky Gunvalson. So will the pot be stirred when it comes down to this? We're going to talk a bit more about Gizelle in just 1 second, but I want to get through this first.
That's just weird. I don't know. And like I'm like, you're embarrassing yourself doing that on camera. And he just bumped into them, by the way. But Gizelle, I will say, she texted me right away because she felt uncomfortable. So she's like, just so you know, we just ran into Mauricio and blah blah blah. And I was like, all good. I mean, I don't care, Everyone can do what they want. I just thought that's embarrassing. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see it though, so I shouldn't really comment.
Okay, so let's unpack it all. Let's unpack it all. Let's unpack it all. So she does not necessarily give us the tea about, she doesn't say specifically in this clip that Gizelle told her that Ashley was flirting. But what I think that Gizelle also failed to mention, and and it's to her, it's lucky that Kyle has not. Well, I don't want to say lucky because I mean I don't know what Kyle gonna really do, but I feel like Kyle back in the day would have been like, because she was, listen, that's how she used to be about that man. Maybe not so much no more. So I wonder if Gizelle told her that she also said on the show that she would be wanting to get with Mauricio horizontally, but for the Kyle Richards of it all. Now, I think it's one thing to simply say that, yeah, that's an attractive looking man, and I can see why any woman would want to, be with him. However, Kyle is a part of this group, and I just don't want to, I would never want to, you know, be involved in the mix with something like that. I think if she said that, that would be one thing. But Giselle amped up the, yeah, I would be with him horizontally. I would wager that she probably didn't tell Kyle Richards that. I think she probably did not. I think it's a safe bet after watching her with Quad. I think it's a safe bet that she did not say that. Now, what she said about Ashley, we won't really truly know, right? Um, but it would be not too far from the realm of reason to believe that she could have based on what she did to Robin on Sunday. All right. And I think that what is interesting here is that we're finding Giselle in this interesting hot seat that we haven't necessarily found her in before, because it is not often that Giselle is, the wool is being pulled back on some of, Giselle's shenanigans, right? And listen, I'm not coming down on Giselle. I know some people will think that I am. I'm just simply pointing out that, okay, she's being called to the carpet on some things. And it will be interesting to see if she'll be called to the carpet on what she had to say about Mauricio. Now, how will Ashley also receive this information? Because also, Ashley has been finding herself in the hot seat as well. First of all, with this unnecessary retelling of the Jackson story, no one asked for that. No one needed to know that. And I don't think it cast her in the best of lights, not because of the age difference, but I think for some people, because of the fact that that was your friend's son. And also, too, for me specifically, did he ask you to say that? And now we know that he was disappointed based on his appearance on Watch What Happens Live. It's like, Ashley, girl. So then this whole situation happens on the show with Mauricio. I mean, half some of the women were telling her, like, girl, go get your blessing, right? They were. Some of the women were. I mean, Stacy was trying to do it because Stacy was like, the more times that she's, preoccupied with another man, the less time she's going to be preoccupied trying to investigate me. So go on ahead and toodle do, Ashley. Get with and go get your blessing. But at the end of the day, Ashley did say that she would not go there with Mauricio, that she would not be interested in that. But there was still like their level of little bit of flirtation. But actually, too, I mean, Mauricio, let's be clear. Let's be clear, Casper, right? Mauricio is a grown man, and he also said, I'm here all alone. I'm by myself for the weekend or for the week. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was doing the overemphasis on his being alone. So I also think that, if Kyle want to be upset about something, she might want to have to be upset about that too. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He's a part of this. He signed off to be featured on the show. He popped up. He spent time with them. He entertained it. So, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it made for a good little TV moment. You know what I'm saying? I don't really take anything serious from it, but I just found it interesting. The pattern that we may be seeing with Giselle throwing her good girlfriends under the bus, right? Um, Let us know in the chat what you guys think. It's gonna make for some great story. I've also said, and I've seen some other creators say this too. It would be interesting if Ashley and Giselle found themselves, on opposing sides at certain points. And that's I think the case with some of these shows where issues come up and you kind of have to address them, and maybe we'll see them address some of that next season potentially. I don't know. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I will of course catch you in the next video.